Hello friends, my dear students. So we shall study the introduction about the industrial drives and applications subject. In this industrial drives and applications subject, so first we shall study the introduction part. We can study the first what is drive system. After that, what is the need of drive system, and after that we can study the electrical drive system. So after that, we have the block diagram of electrical drive system. So like this, our video flow will goes on. So first we shall study the what is the drive system. We are calling subject industrial drives. Industrial drives. So what is the drives here? So what is the drives in this case? In all industry, most of the case we are using one automatic system. We have heard that there is a automation is going on. There is a automation. There are many equipments are there in that industry, we can say. So means what? This completely that factory or that industry is completely automated. Automated means what it is? They all are controlled one. All are controlled one. So control means so those system is called as whatever the control system we can say. Automated system is we can say that is called as drive system. As a definition, we can say system employed for motion control. System employed for motion control is called as drive system. To control the motion, to control the speed of the system. Speed control is the main part in the industry or in domestic applications. So speed control is most important part. Or I can say generally speaking, can say motion control is important part. So system used for motion control, that is called as drives. It is called as drives. The need of drives. Where it is useful? It is useful. It is used in industry. Not only in industry, it is also useful in domestic applications. Because, for example, in case for simple drive example, I can give it in house. Fan is the best example. So fan, the blades are there. Blades has to rotate. Blades has to rotate. For that, load is present. That fan has to rotate, but it is a controlled one. We have a regulator for the controlling purpose. It is the controlled system is present here. The fan is controlled by what? Fan is controlled by regulator. So it is small simple drive system we can see in our home. Or I can say washing machine is another example. Is it washing machine? It is controlled one. Soaking is one of the sinking and washing, rinsing. We have different operations are there in washing machine. So all we have controlled with one motor. All controlled by one motor for different operations. Like that, the motion control is required. Motion control is required in domestic applications or in industrial applications. You can say transportation system is the best example you can give. So our trains. So trains are controlled by what? Trains are controlled by motors. So trains we have transportation, not only train, buses, all use some kind of system. Drives are required for that to make the motion. To make the motion, not only motion, controlled motion is required. Controlled motion is required. So in all places, drives are required. Drives are required. Not only transportation, rolling mills, paper mills, textile mills. In most of the places, we can see this kind of drive system. For motion control applications, these kind of drives are required. Next, for this case, to run this kind of loads we have, to run the loads, we have one motor system is required for that. To run the load, we require one motor system is required for that. For that motor, one mechanical input is required. To operate that, mechanical input is required for that. In mechanical drives, in mechanical system, we have turbines are present, IC engines are present, to make the system to operate. So those are called as mechanical drives. But we can say to make the mechanical energy, to get this mechanical energy to operate the load, to control the load, if you use the electrical machines for that, so that is called as electrical drive system. In general, with a simple word, we can say, so electrical motors are employed for the motion control. Electrical motors are used for the motion control. In simple word, you can say it is called as electrical drives. Electrical drives nothing but what? Electrical motors are employed for motion control. That's it. It is called as electrical drive system. That is the definition of electrical drive. Next we have block diagram of the electrical drives. What are the components we have in electrical drive system? Source, power modulator, motor, load, control unit, sensing unit, and input command given to the control unit. That is the reference part. Source is present. Source may be AC or DC. Source may be AC or DC with variable values. Power modulator is present. So power modulator, it acts as a converter. It's as a converter between source to motor. So as per the requirement of the motor, so it will convert the source. So for example, you can say, so motor, it may be DC motor or AC motor. If motor is DC, if source is AC, then it should be a conversion between AC to DC conversion. That is done by power modulator. That is the work of power modulator here. We have many functions of power modulator. Shall discuss. And we have loads are present, and loads, control unit, and sensing unit. All have different very nice functions we have. We can study them one by one. So first we can study what are the functions of power modulator here. So power modulator will do the three main functions. One is that it will make the conversion as per the requirement of the motor. It will convert the source, or as per the requirement of motor, it will convert the source supply. It may be AC to DC conversion, or it may be DC to AC, DC to DC, or it may be DC to it makes as a AC voltage controllers also. Like that, it will operate. And one more thing is that it will isolate. It will isolate between motor to source here, because what happens here, whenever motor operates at the starting condition or sometimes at the braking condition, it may exert some kind of transients. That transients should not affect the source part. That's why power modulator in between acts as a isolator. And another thing is that it as per the requirement of the motor, it will operate and makes the motor to operate in braking condition or in motoring condition. That is the work of power modulator. It's one of the important questions in VTU exams. So explain the block diagram of the electrical drives with components. It's one of the important question in the VTU exam. Next we have control unit is required. Control unit, it is required to control the power modulator, because power modulator is having the converters. So converters, it may have transistor also. So transistor having gate. To control the gate, firing circuit is required. To control that, control unit is required. Control unit is required. Sometimes it may be have transistor, or it may have relays also. So you can say semiconductor switching, semiconductor devices. It may contain semiconductor devices, or it may contain switching devices like relays. So based on the requirements, you can use that. So to control that, firing circuits, to control the relays and all, we require the control unit is required. So it is having the input command as a reference. Next, sensing unit is required. It is required here to make the system closed loop, or you can say automatic one. If you want to control the motor speed, so first it has to sense the motor speed. What is the present status? So that is done by sensing unit. So it will act as a bridge between mechanical parameter to electrical parameter. It will sense the speed which is in mechanical parameter and given feeding back to control unit in terms of electrical parameters. So in terms of current or voltage. So that is given to power modulator that makes the conversion in the supply source. So reduces the speed. So like that, there is a closed loop operation between motor to this uh, speed of the motor, sensing unit, control unit, and power modulator. So to make the closed loop operation, the sensing unit is required. So in all electrical drive system, in all places we can find these are the main uh, building blocks of the uh, electrical drive system, main components of the drive system. It is one of the important question in the VTU exam point of view. So be prepared for that. This is about the introduction of the drive system. Thank you.